So the day is finally here. Microsoft's acquisition of Activision Blizzard has completed, but where do we go from here? Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. And there were rumblings earlier this week that this would be the day that the deal would complete. And we had the first signs that this deal was completing with this announcement from gov.uk. Microsoft concessions a game changer that will promote competition. The new deal for Microsoft to buy Activision without cloud gaming rights has been cleared after the CMA concluded it would preserve competitive prices and better services. So if you're new to this whole story, the CMA is the Competition and Markets Authority, and it's the regulator in the UK that's supposed to prevent and reduce anti-competitive activities. And the CMA originally rejected the acquisition, believing that it would give Microsoft an unfair advantage in cloud streaming. So after the FTC in the US failed at their attempt for an injunction to stop the acquisition, Microsoft and the CMA renegotiated, and out came the plan to sell off the cloud streaming rights for Activision Blizzard games for the next 15 years to Ubisoft. And now, after the CMA is all happy, the deal finally closes. And we have the announcement by Phil Spencer over at news.xbox.com welcoming the legendary teams at Activision Blizzard King to Team Xbox. And throughout this article, he lists several of the franchises from Activision Blizzard King. You have Pitfall and Call of Duty, World of Warcraft, Overwatch, Candy Crush Saga, Farm Heroes Saga, Diablo, and Guitar Hero. And Bobby Kotick also released an email to all ABK employees, and in it he says, "I have long said that I am fully committed to helping the transition. Phil has asked me to stay on as CEO of ABK, reporting to him, and we have agreed that I will do that through the end of 2023. Now, we don't know right now if Kotick will stay on board after the end of 2023, and I could imagine maybe a decision hasn't really been made yet. And we still have the lingering issue of the FTC moving forward to try to block this deal that's now complete. But since they lost their attempt at an injunction, I don't really think that they're going to go anywhere with this lawsuit. But who knows, crazier things have happened. But I have a feeling one day we'll just see an article that either the FTC has dropped the case or the courts have shot it down. But now going forward, one of the questions I'm sure a lot of you have is how soon will many of these games from ABK come into Game Pass? Well, going back to that article written by Phil Spencer, he does say, "Today we start the work to bring beloved Activision, Blizzard, and King franchises to Game Pass and other platforms. We'll share more about when you can expect to play in the coming months. We know you're excited, and we are too. So I'm not expecting a huge drop of games into Game Pass right away. I think they will try to add several games at those twice a month updates as they do for Game Pass now. It might be that we see 1, 2, or maybe 3 added each time, but I don't really expect that we'll see like 10 games drop right away. I think that Microsoft may want to stay in the headlines with what they roll out on Game Pass. But we'll see how that turns out in the coming months. And it could be several months before we see anything at all. Activision Blizzard did say earlier this week that if the deal went through, it expected to start adding its titles to Game Pass in 2024. But let me know your thoughts below. Are you glad to see this whole deal finally finish? And what game do you think will be the first one brought into Game Pass from ABK? Drop a comment below and let me know your thoughts. And if you liked the video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed yet, consider doing so. It really does help the channel out quite a bit. I want to thank you for watching and be good.